Your PIX Financial Fix now. A new Bankrate survey reveals some sobering and surprising insights into America's credit card habits, including who's carrying the most debt. So 46% of credit card holders carry a balance month to month, and almost a quarter of credit card debtors believe they will never get out of credit card debt.
Joining us now is Bankrate's senior industry analyst, Ted Rossman, who's not just breaking down the numbers, but really offering real help for folks who are just struggling to get out. It can feel insurmountable at times. Ted, good morning to you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
So let's talk about this, right? Because the headline from the survey is pretty shocking. 23% of people with credit cards think they'll never get out of it. So why do you think that number is so high?
Well, credit card debt is very persistent. 6 in 10 credit card debtors have had it at least a year. Interest rates are close to record highs. The average is about 20%. I do want to give people some hope, though. You can get out of debt. There are things you can do. You can get a 0% balance transfer card. You can work with a reputable nonprofit credit counselor. You can take on a side hustle. You can sell stuff you don't need. You can cut your expenses. There are some things you can do.
I'm curious to know what you think was the most interesting reason why people are in debt when you look at the breakdown, because some of it's day-to-day stuff, a lot of it is like emergency credit. So what would you say is the most surprising to you? It
tends to be practical stuff, and that debunks the stereotype. There's this feeling that, oh, if you have credit card debt, you did something irresponsible, right? You went crazy on vacation or on a shopping spree. No, in reality, it's medical bills, it's car repairs, it's groceries. It tends to be either emergency expenses or day-to-day expenses. It's not usually a vacation or a shopping spree.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the good news, right? Because there is certainly good ways to get out of this debt, because people are looking at it saying, okay, well, I pay it down, and then I look at it next month and it's back where it was because you're spending. So what are some tips to get out of it?
Well, the interest rates are so high. So the best tip is to avoid those high interest rates. Pay in full if you can. I realize that's easier said than done, but just over half of cardholders do that. That's when rewards are really worth it. If you have debt, no shame. Get a 0% balance transfer card. That means opening up a new card, you move over your debt. They have 0% promos that last as long as 24 months. Cards like the US Bank Shield Visa, that's a huge tailwind. If you can avoid interest for 2 years, the average credit card balance is about $6,400, according to TransUnion. If you have 24 interest-free installments, you're paying less than $300 a month. That feels a lot more attainable than biting off the whole $6,400 all at once.
Well, what do you say to those folks that say, the only way I'm going to pay it off is if I have a lot of money or make more money? What do you say to those folks?
Well, besides the balance transfer idea, you can also work with a reputable nonprofit credit counselor, someone like Money Management International or GreenPath. You don't even need great credit for this. They can work with you. They negotiate something like a 6 or 7% rate over 4 or 5 years. That's a really important tool that you can use as well.
Some people look at their credit score and they get really dissuaded by the whole process, right? Your number's low. You feel like you can't get it up. How do you improve your credit?
You can improve your score in as little as about 6 months, I would say. Now, if you have blemishes on your report, they can stay on there for up to 7 years. Late payments, for example.
Okay.
But the impact is most pronounced in the first year or two. And you can offset that by filling your report with good information. You could get on a parent or spouse's card as an authorized user and piggyback off their good credit history.
Oh, interesting.
You can sign up for things like Experian Boost that'll pull in certain rent payments and streaming plans and utilities. And really, it's all about filling that report with good information. Paying on time, keeping your debts low. Maybe consider a secured credit card or a student card if appropriate. Credit builder loans are basically forms of forced savings that can actually report as loans to the credit bureaus. There are some things you can do to offset any negatives.
Yeah, those are a lot of different ideas coming in all sorts of directions. What would you say to someone that's in that situation when they're under a lot of debt? What would be step number one just to get organized?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, figure out where you stand. Go to annualcreditreport.com, pull your credit report, get any errors corrected. But if you're having trouble, ask for help. Call Money Management International or GreenPath, or speak to a trusted friend or financial advisor or family member. Get some help on your side.
And that doesn't have to cost, like that advice?
These nonprofit credit counselors charge very low fees. There's usually a free consultation. If you get into one of their debt management plans, it's often something like a $50 setup fee and $25 a month. Compared to the hundreds or thousands of dollars they can save you in interest, it could be well worth it.
All good information. Ted Rossman, appreciate you being here and breaking it all down. And for folks looking to learn more, to find some of those resources Ted mentioned, you can head to bankrate.com as well.